Hey guys, welcome back. So this is the continuations of BiConsumer, and what I will do here is I will try to compare these two string, okay, and we will see that whether our BiConsumer is working or not. So first we'll write a BiConsumer. So what I will do here is let me write the consumer for that. So I can write here BiConsumer, which will take list of integer, that is my first object, and the second is also the same object. Okay, then I can write BiConsumer, which will take two input, list1 comma list2 angle bracket, and inside that I can write a logic. If first I can put a check on the size dot size not is equal to list2 dot sorry, it's a typo mistake. Yeah, what is the problem? List1 dot size, okay, and then I have list2 dot size, okay. If not, okay, then print false, because you know that you cannot return from the BiConsumer, okay. And then else what I will do is I will run one for loop, okay, on list1. It should be size in collection classes, and I will write one logic here. If list1 dot get of I, if not is equal to list2 dot get of I, right? If not, then you just write false and return. Okay, you can return, no problem. Else what you write, true, which means both the list is same. And again, since this is the consumer, you have to put one semicolon, right? So you can see that your consumer is ready, right? Make it as a static, okay. So you can see that I have made a static, and your consumer is ready. So basically first it will check the size of the list, and if the size list is not equal, it will just print false. Else it will go inside the else. We are running a for loop. It will check for the each and every element. If not equal, then false, return. Else say that list is true, right? So what I will do here is I will go here and I can directly call BiConsumer dot accept. Accept will take two list, list1 and list2. So if you look at here, the size is same for both the list, but data is not same. Size is same, but the data is not same. So what answer it will come? It will come as a false. True, true, true. So what is this 3 true and then nothing, right? So basically what happened here is this. So it is trying to do get of I and then again get of I, okay. It will compare. If not equal, then false, return. Else it is going to be true, okay. So when we ran this accept method, basically what happens, it will go and it will run for the entire things, okay. It will run for the entire things. When it will run for the entire things, you can see that it is printing true, true, true. So why it is printing true, true? We need to see that, right? Like it will fetch here if let's say get of 0 not is equal to this, which is not, so it will come here, it will print true. Then again get of 1, this is 1 and this is also 1, so it will go and print true. Then here list 1, so last index which is 3 and this is not equal to 3, so ideally it should come here false, but we will check that why this guy did not came as a false, the last one. So all three why it came true, right? You can see that all three came true. So can I put one debug point here and let's debug that. Debug as Java applications. Okay, it came here. So we can see that what is the list 213. Okay, so first it should go to else, yes, first row came, right? Then again second row came. Why? Because here also 1 and in list 2 also it is 1, right? Then again second row came. Then what is I here now? I is equal to 2, index is equal to 2, and what is the list 2? It is 3, and what is the list 2 here? It is 3. Both are 3. Okay, I got it. See, sometimes what happens, you overlook. Okay, see here what I did mistake. I supplied same list. Okay, I should have done this list 2. Okay, so that is the reason, guys, debugging is very, very important concept. Sometimes you might not be able to figure out without debug. So now if I run that, I should get 2 times true and then false. Yeah, it is working fine. 2 times true and false because the last record is not matching. So you can see that through consumer you can compare the list. Now let's see that some more example. So here if you look at what you have a map, and your requirement is you need to write a consumer. Through that consumer, what you want to do, that is you want to print the data of the map. So how do you do that? Okay, to do that, can I write one consumer, static consumer? So I don't want to create object, static BiConsumer. Okay, and input is going to be integer and here it is going to be a string. Then reference is equal to key value, key comma value, arrow mark, and then what I can write here is the first one will be treated as a key. So just write key plus keep some space, and I don't want to have a new line here, and then value is this. Here I want a new line, like for every, like I want to print in a same line the key and value. So how this BiConsumer will work? Okay, so this BiConsumer, how it works is from your map it will take your record one by one, and for your every entry of the map it will call this. Okay, so let me show you. So what happens, your map dot, when you call for each, look at here, it takes BiConsumer. You can see that map dot for each, it takes a BiConsumer. So when you go and when you call, when you just supply this BiConsumer, after that you don't have to do anything. Internally the for each loop, what it will do, it will take the entry from your map one by one, and on that it will call this consumer, BiConsumer. And internally this BiConsumer, we have, this is the implementations for the accept method. So this will get called for every record, and what will happen, your this key will get mapped to this key, and the value whatever you have here, it will get mapped to this value. Okay, and this will get printed. So let me run that. See here, you can see that 1 Java, 2 Go, 3 C, JavaScript, C++, it is getting printed. Why there is no space? Because I have not given the space. So you can see that you are able to print your map. Clear? right? So how through by, like here you might be getting confused, like from where this map is getting mapped, right? And how, like you might be wondering like how this key is getting mapped to this. So this all is basically done by this guy for each. So this for each came in Java 1.8. So when you click on control, go to the for each. Okay, see here, this came in Java 1.8. So basically if you go to the implementations of this for each loop internally, so you can see that internally it is running a for loop on your entry set. That is the reason you are able to map key value pair, right? Now your confusion is gone. Clear? Okay, let's see some more examples so that we will have more confidence. So let's say what we have is, again we have a to list. Okay, and here we will try to learn BiConsumer and then method. So we have two list here. So what we will do, first we will compare our list, right? And then we will write to display the data from the list. So we'll create two consumer, right? So let's create two consumer, make it consumer as a static BiConsumer. Okay, and you have list of type what? List of integer. So your input object should be the same, both input objects should be the same. And then you write one BiConsumer and you write compare BiConsumer. That is better. Okay, is equal to what this guy will take? This guy will take two list as an input, right? So list 1, list 2. Clear? So what happens is, when you write like this, so basically the type of this two list is this guy. Okay, the type of this two list is this, list of integer, list of integer. That's how it works. Okay, put here semicolon, because you're always consumer should when you write a function, basically, see this is nothing but a function. You're writing a functions by using lambda expressions, so it should always end with the semicolon. Now let's write one for loop, run on this, dot size method. Okay, and you are going to do if, can I write here list dot get of I, if not is equal to, okay, list 2 dot get of I, if not then you write here not equal. Clear? Else equal, right? If not equal means you're just printing not equal, else it is equal. Now what you will do is, this is one consumer. Now what I will do, I'll write one more consumer. So I will just, okay, what I will do, I will copy till here, so I don't need to write again. And this I will write display consumer. Okay, this is display consumer. Always your function should end with colon. And here what I will do, since list has a method called for each, so for each basically what it will take, right? It will take a consumer, right? And by now I have given enough example of consumer in my previous videos, so you are familiar with how to write a consumer. So inside the for each itself I can write a consumer like this, and I have given the idea of how you can write this. So this is my consumer. What will happen is, this guy will take my record one by one, okay, and it will print the record. So I'm just doing that, run a for each loop on this list, and print it. Okay, I will not write in the separate line, then I will write demarcation line, and then the same for each loop I am going to call on the second list. Okay, so what happens, this basically this consumer will print the data of both the list. Now what I am trying to do here is, on first what I will do, I will call this consumer dot and then, okay, then I will call to display BiConsumer dot accept, and what this accept will take, it will take two list. So let's see that what will happen here. Okay, you focus here, this list has a size of 4, this list has a size of 3, clear, this has a 4, this has a list of 3. Now you are running a for loop. When you are running a for loop on size list 1, which is of size how much, 4, and list 2 has a size of only 3. So when you are running a for loop, this guy will run 4 times. But the problem what happens, for the last index, this guy should give exception, right? This guy should give exceptions. So let's see that, let's run that, then only we will understand basically how it works. See, let me do one thing. Why a space did not come? Okay, because of this. Okay, so let's run that and let's see that how this is functioning. So you can see that 2 equals, 1 equals, 3 equals, 5 equals, right? And this is 2135 and 2135. This got printed. Okay, so one thing we are wondering here is 2135, right? But here it was only 214. If you look at, it was 214, but here it was 2135. So it was comparing here, whatever not got matched, it went here. But one thing we need to understand, ideally if you will go with the logic, this guy should throw the exceptions, right? So we need to now understand whether this guy is actually throwing the exceptions or not, because technically this should throw the exceptions. So let me do one thing, let me write this in the try block, and this you write in the catch block, and here catch the exceptions. And you write exception is equal to plus E. Okay, so now you have wrapped your code in the try catch block. Let's see that what will happen now. Again there is no problem, right? 2135 everything is working fine, and there is no issue at all. We will see that why we are not getting problem, right? Why everything is working fine. Are we doing some mistake here? So we are running the loop on the size of list 1, but my list 2 size will be less, right? So to understand, let's see that. Okay, it is not working, so I can write like this. Sometimes it happens when you write a function, your autofill will not work. So I will print the size of this list, and also I will print the size of second list. Okay, let's see that if both the size, like how it is working, why it is not the acceptance. See, size is coming like a 4 and 4. So again I think I am doing mistake. See guys, and this time I did intentionally, so that you will understand the power of debug, as well as power of, you will go back to the code and you will try to search that, right? This we always do mistake when we write a code. So now you write test 2, list 2, right? So now what will happen? Will you get exceptions or not? Yes, you should get exception. See here, 4 3, okay, then 2, this is the size, by the way, this is the size got printed, 2 equal, 1 equal, 3 equal, and then index out of bound exceptions, right? Index out of bound exceptions. So basically what happens is, this guy size was more, this guy size is less. So when you will go and try for the last index, what you will get? Index out of bounds. Even though you have a function, you have written a functions, even your functions will throw the exceptions, okay? It's not like functions will not throw the exceptions, right? Even though if I don't wrap in the try catch, let's say if I don't wrap this code in the try catch, even in that case this guy should throw the exceptions. Let's see that. See here, you can see that it is throwing the exceptions, and your next functions is not getting performed. Your next functions is not getting performed. So what happens when you are processing this compare by now then display? So this is not functioning, right? This is not functioning. Now what happens if I will change the order? Can I change the order like this? Can I first call this and then compare? Now what will happen? Now you can see that your, okay, sorry, let me comment this, right? So now go run as Java applications. Now you can see that your display worked fine, right? Your display worked fine. One more thing, after this I'm just running a for each loop, right? So let me, I don't need to write this, just I want to have some space so that you can see that the difference. So you can see that your for each went fine. This is your for each, by the way, okay? Then size got printed, and then you got equals and then index. So what happens now? You have exceptions in your second function. Your first functions got executed fine, you had exceptions here, right? Because you have exceptions in these functions, you don't have exceptions in these functions. Clear? So that's where this got executed, but this had exceptions. So again here also you can make use of try and catch, and it's up to you if you want to write some fallback, okay? It's up to you, like how do you want to write the coding. So let's say in try you can write like this, and if you want you can go and you can change the consumer, right, for testing purpose. Again, this everything depends on your project requirement, like what is your project demand, right? Like how you want to handle the exceptions. So it's up to you, okay? So you can understand even your consumer can throw the exceptions. Now if I will go here and if I'll keep the same size, this time I will not get any exceptions, okay? And in the try whatever I have, it will work fine. So why this time problem came? The problem came because I have added the record in list 1. I should have added in the record in the list 2. So run this. Now no problem. You can see that equal, 3, not equal, 5 equal, and then your display got called, right? So we understood how we can write two consumers and how we can make use of and then. So and then means both the consumer will process, okay? But if any exceptions will come, your next consumer will not get processed, okay? That's how and then you can use. Now we will see that some more examples, some formatting things we'll try to understand, because how can we how by the help of BiConsumer, how we can format this a string, right? So let's say you have a BiConsumer, this guy input object is a string, and here also input a string, it is a string, right? To input, and then you are writing that BiConsumer. So basically this will take two argument, a comma b, okay, and you know that your consumer will not return anything. So can I write here system out println? Can I write? Let me try doing that. Can I write percentage s comma a comma b? Sorry. Okay. So let's see that what is happening now. In this case, I am getting an error, right? I am getting an error because I cannot write println, right? You can look at here, the method println a string in the type print string is not acceptable for the argument a string and a string. So what I can use? I can use printf, right? I cannot use println here. I can use printf, and this will work fine because when you will go inside the printf, press Ctrl, click on printf. See, this printf is basically used for string formatting. Okay, you cannot use println. You have to use printf if you want to format anything. Okay, if you want to format the string, you have to go with that. So this what basically it will do, it will format your string, right? So let me write a main method. Okay, and let me write this consumer inside the main method. And you know that BiConsumer has a method called accept. Can I write A and B, right? Let's see that what output we will get here. If I run that, I am getting that A comma B. So what happened, basically this string got formatted and it is coming as a comma. Now let me write some more BiConsumer. Okay, so similar to BiConsumer, we have something called by functions and by predicate, right? So that better I will start with the new video where I will cover the concept of by functions and by predicate, right? So by now you got an idea of when you write a function, functions will have a return type that I have shown you. I have given n number of example in my previous video. When you write a consumer has no return type. When you write a BiConsumer, even BiConsumer has no return type. But the difference between consumer and BiConsumer is consumer will accept one input and process. BiConsumer will accept two input and process, right? Thank you guys. Thank you for watching this.